Shalom. The Rambam, Maimonides, in his introduction to his commentary on the Mishnah, describes the role of man. What was man created for? What's his direction? What's his aspiration? When does he truly become a man? And the Rambam very clearly maps out the only way to truly reach the fruition of who we are as human beings is to learn Torah first, philosophy later, grow intellectually till we reach the highest high a man can get to, merging as much as he can with the essence of the intellectual God in a sense. The Rambam realizes, and he states this quite right, that this isn't a role or this isn't an option for most people. He says one man in a generation, or perhaps even one person in many generations, can reach his heights. So the Rambam continues to ask, so why did God create everyone else? Surely it's quite a waste. If only one person every so couple of generations reaches the vitality of a real human being, so what is everyone else here for? God surely doesn't waste by creating non-essential human beings. And the Rambam gives two answers to this question. He says, you're right. Mankind is only really worth it for that one human being, but everyone else is there for two other reasons. One is to give technical support to that Superman. He needs food, he needs clothes, he needs to live in a house. He's not able to do all that and reach his height as well. So God created mankind to support technically that one man. On a second level, perhaps even a little bit better, he needs comradeship. He shouldn't be alone. He should speak to somebody. He's waiting in the supermarket line. He should have some cashier to talk to. He shouldn't be bored. But essentially, the Rambam says, even at the end of the day, it's really only worth it for that one human being. For me, that direction is depicted in Sefer Bereshit, the book of Genesis, where we really focus on few individuals of great heights. Avraham Avinu, who's willing to sacrifice his past, perhaps sacrifice his future, all for the calling of God. We hear of Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, really the leaders of our nation. What about everybody else? They kind of melt into the background. We have a Lot every so often come up and then he disappears. We have Ishmael, Esav. There are other people around, but we're really focusing on the few. And then comes Sefer Shemot. And I believe Sefer Shemot depicts a totally different picture. I'll read you a few psukim from the beginning of this week's portion. God says, "Vayira el Avraham el Yitzchak vel Yaakov be'el Shaddai." I did appear to Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov in the name of El Shaddai. I appeared to them. But Shmi Adonai lo nodati lehem. I did not appear to them in the name of God, in the name of Adonai. But go to the people of Israel, לכן אמור להם, אני אדוני, והוצאתי אתכם מתחת סבלות מצרים. The name of God, the name of Adonai, that was barred from the knowledge of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, is suddenly appeared to everyone. Why? What did they merit? What did they do to get this new height, this new level? Doesn't say. Not much. They were slaves. And it seems that God is appearing to them in this new revelation, not because they're worthy of it, just because they need it. And Sefer Shemot depicts a different type of relationship between man and God. Not one in where man is aspiring to God and strengthening himself and fine-tuning himself till he meets in the revelation, but rather God revealing himself to man just because mankind needs it. They're slaves. They're in dire straits. They're under pain. They call out, and God comes. The glass ceiling that wasn't penetrated by the special ones is suddenly shattered, but from the top bottom. God shatters it and reveals himself to the people. Sefer Shemot isn't a sefer, a book speaking about supermen. It's speaking about people. And Sefer Shemot is saying God appears to people not only because they're worthy, because they read the Rambam, and because they became the greatest people around. God often appears to people just because they need him. Shabbat Shalom.